Imagine your mother-in-law bursting into your home, screaming that it's time for you to leave your own house. She shouts you down the street like a stray dog. A year later, she's still pretending it never happened, but me? I sat my partner down, laid out the truth, and drew a line in the sand. No apology, no contact ever. And trust me, my grudges are legendary. Everyone, if you've ever felt that burning need for justice after someone tramples all over you, especially family, then you're in the right place. This Reddit story is all about reclaiming your power with a side of sweet petty karma. Hit that like button if you're a teen grudge holder, subscribe for more Reddit revenge tales that hit right in the feels, and let's dive in. You won't want to miss how this ends. It all started about a year ago in the cozy little home I shared with my partner, the man I call my future husband, even though we're not officially hitched yet. We built this life together, piece by piece. The mismatched mugs in the kitchen from our first road trip, the worn couch where we'd binge watch shows until dawn. It felt solid, unbreakable, until his mother showed up. She'd come for a visit, or so we thought. But from the moment she stepped through the door, the air shifted. Her eyes scanned the place like she owned it, lips pursed at the way I'd arranged the shelves, a huff. When she saw my favorite throw blanket draped over the armrest, "This isn't how I do," and she'd mutter under her breath, just loud enough for me to hear. My partner, bless his sweet, oblivious heart, brushed it off as mom being mom. But I felt it, a knot tightening in my stomach, like the first rumble of a storm. Then came the blow-up. It was a quiet evening. Rain pattering against the windows, the smell of pasta sauce simmering on the stove. We'd been chatting about nothing important when she suddenly turned to me, her voice sharp as a knife. "You know, this house isn't really yours. My son bought it before you came along. Maybe it's time you found your own place." My heart pounded in my ears, heat flushing my cheeks. I stammered something, words tumbling out like spilled coffee, but she didn't stop. She raised her voice, gesturing wildly, insisting I pack my things right then. The shouting echoed through the halls, her face inches from mine, spittle flying as she demanded. I leave. I remember the cold rush of air as I stumbled outside her. Words chasing me down the street. "You're not welcome here." Neighbors peeked through curtains. My hands trembled, clutching my coat against the chill. My partner tried to intervene, but it was too late. She stormed off that night, leaving a silence thicker than fog and me. I was left questioning everything, our home, our future, even my place in his life. Months that followed were a slow burn of frustration. She acted like nothing happened. First her birthday rolled around. No invitation for me. My partner went alone, and when he came back, he mentioned offhand how she'd asked, "Why didn't your girlfriend come?" As if she hadn't screamed me out of my own home. I bit my tongue, the bitterness rising like bile, but I let it slide for his sake. Then Christmas came. The house smelled of pine and cinnamon lights twinkling on the tree we'd decorated together. But she didn't extend an olive branch. No call, no text acknowledging the hurt. Instead, she sulked too. My partner about how her actions had affected him. Conveniently ignoring the dagger she'd plunged into me, I skipped the family gathering, sitting alone with a cup of tea, staring at the empty chair where I should have been. My chest ached with that powerless rage. You know, the kind where betrayal simmers just under your skin, making every breath feel heavy. But here's where it gets juicy. What if she never apologizes? What if she just pretends? I confided in Reddit, pouring out my story during a rough week, hormones raging like a full moon frenzy. The comments flooded in. Kind words that made me tear up jokes that had me chuckling through the sniffles. It was overwhelming, a virtual hug from strangers, but it lit a spark I couldn't keep swallowing this disrespect one night as the weight of it all pressed down. Her hypocrisy, her manipulation, her arrogant refusal to own up. I hit my limit. My hands shook just thinking about confrontation. I'm small in stature, but my emotions, they roar inside like a trapped storm. I paced the living room, the floorboards creaking under my feet, heart racing as if the devil himself was whispering doubts in my ear. What if he defends her? What if this breaks? US? But no. I deserve better. We all do when someone treats us like dirt, so I planned it carefully. No screaming matches. That wasn't my style. Instead, I'd make him see it through his own eyes. The next evening after dinner, the scent of garlic bread still lingering, I sat him down on that same worn couch. The room was dim, just the glow of a lamp casting long shadows. My voice trembled at first, but I pushed through. Babe, remember last year? Tell me what happened with your mom. He looked confused, brow furrowing, shifting uncomfortably. I prodded gently, like stoking a fire. From the initial explosion, her words, slicing through the air to the street, shouting that left me humiliated. He recounted it haltingly, his voice dropping as the details piled up. Her birthday, snubbed the Christmas, ghosting. I could see the realization dawning in his eyes like clouds parting. The doubt crept in for me too. What if he brushes this off? What if I'm the villain? Here? False hope flickered briefly when he paused, looking sheepish as if he might defend her. But she's my mom, he started weakly. My stomach twisted, set back, hitting like a cold wave, but I held firm, no buts allowed. I leaned in my fingers, itching to steeple like some evil genius and ask the killer questions. Has she ever asked to apologize to me? No. Has she acknowledged how she hurt me? Not really. No, wait, no. The words hung heavy, the silence thick with unspoken truth. I felt a surge of power, my voice steadying like a blade, finding its edge. No apology, no contact. I declared sharp and final. He protested faintly, but I shut it down. No debates, no rebuttals. This wasn't up for discussion. I reminded him of my roots, descended from Italian peasants who nursed grudges through brutal winters, holding them close like precious embers. You know me, babe. I'm petty as hell, and once you're on my shit list, good luck getting off. His face paled as the weight hit him. He remembered my legendary grudges, the ones that could outlast mountains. No more pretending. He'd have until year's end to coax an apology from her after that. Radio silence from me, weddings, kids, if we spawn more bitter. Spiteful little ones, their relationship with her would be supervised, conditional, courteous on the surface, but ice cold beneath. And if she never owns up, the next words I'd say to her could be over her grave, spat at the dirt where Satan claims her back. The payoff? Success. He didn't fight it. Instead, he looked at me with that mix of awe and fear, like he'd rediscovered the fire in his small partner. No asshole ripping needed, just cold hard truth. Her arrogance crumbled in his mind, her hypocrisy exposed. She might rage or deny when he brings it up, face twisting in disbelief at being called out. But me? Relief washed over me like warm rain, triumph bubbling up as I reclaimed my space. No more powerlessness. I'd drawn the boundary and it felt damn good in the end. This wasn't just about revenge. It was about justice, about refusing to minimize your own pain. Karma doesn't always strike like lightning. Sometimes it's a slow, petty freeze-out that reminds everyone actions have consequences, and holding that power. It's liberating. If this story fired you up or gave you that satisfying chill, smash the like button and drop in the comments. What's the pettiest grudge you've ever held? Subscribe now for more Reddit karma tales that prove justice is best served cold. Thanks for watching. See you next time.